Welcome back to the shed, well, we'll see what the quality's like, but I've upgraded, for me anyway, to a newer phone. This phone's only about 4 years old, a hand-me-down, and I think the camera is probably better than the ancient phone that I've recorded all my videos on previously, so we'll see. See if there's any improvement in the quality, probably just visually, not content-wise. But yep, let's crack on. Still with obviously the Triumph Bonneville America into a Bonneville frame hybrid project type thing. The frame's at the powder coats now, so I dropped that off on Wednesday. It's now Friday evening. It should be about a week to 10 days turnaround time, and fingers crossed they've done or will be doing a lovely job on it. So I just need to get a few bits and bobs ready for when that comes back. So when that comes back, engine will go in, front end will go on, swing arm, rear wheel, that kind of stuff. So we've got it in a kind of rolling chassis type way. So with the front, the forks and all that done on the last video, rear I haven't got anything to do. Obviously I've got the new mag wheel, sprayed it, put a new tyre on, so that's good. It's just the engine really, whilst it's out, hasn't got an awful lot to do to it really. I might expose the fins on the barrel. It was one of the silver and grey engines way back when, but ages ago I did it black, and I actually got some black engine casings for it as well. So but I've never exposed the kind of edge of the fin, so I might do that. The other thing I'm going to do is obviously like just an oil change, and I'm going to check the valve clearances while it's all out as well. Might as well do that. It's been a little while since I last did them. They're probably due. And also with draining the oil anyway, because I want to change the oil cooler. So the first thing is going to be drain the oil. Take off the old oil cooler. Probably won't put the new one on just yet. Think about exposing the fins, then check the valves, button it all back up together, new oil cooler on, give it a bit of a wipe down because it's a bit dusty, and that should be the engine ready to go in. I'm trying to think what other little jobs I've got planned this weekend as well. We'll see how it goes. I'm trying to think what I've got to do to get ready for when it comes back. Anyway, let's crack on with the draining of the oil and the oil cooler. Okie dokie, so I've already started and drained out most of the oil, and so that's the old oil cooler, and just to bring anyone who hasn't seen it up to speed, I was going to just stick with this, give it a clean and probably a repaint. They're slightly different from the America oil coolers. This bracket's in a different place, but I think I've said there was a little bracket you can attach to the frame, which sorts that out. The underneath here, rather than have bolts that fix it, they just slid into some lugs, so I would have had to have done something different. But the main thing that was probably going to cause me an issue was pipe here on the Bonnevilles. They come out that way. The America hasn't got the same kind of bracing at the front, so this pipe fouls that, so I would have had to have worked something else out. And whilst I was either going to figure something out or make up a different oil line pipe or have a look, I did find a Bonneville oil cooler with the old black upper pipes. So they're not these huge bulky ones, they're a bit thinner, so that was quite interesting, a bit funky, and I've bought that. Saves me having to paint this one because it's nicer, a little bit more disappearing on the lines at the top. I'm going to mess around at the bottom because that will fit. All I've got to do is just take this one off and wrap it up and stick it in my box of bits. So yeah, top ones I've done, I think they're 22 mils, can't remember now. They're off the bottom one, just 24 mils. I haven't figured out where the torch is on this camera phone. I found the flash. So yeah, we've got this fitting here, which is the one that goes into the sump, and then this fitting here, which I'm going to slacken off in a second, or I think I've just cracked it. Yeah, and that will come off. Well, I've got 2 hands spare, and we'll remove the oil cooler. So let's pop this down. Holds that one, and this is a lot easier than trying to do it when it's on the bike. When I changed oil pan, that was a pain. A little side by side of the 2 oil coolers. So that one, stock America one, you see where the pipe comes out that we're having issues with, and the Bonneville one, that's with these slightly different arrangement on the later models, rather than this like kind of braided line, solid lines, and then obviously I'm going to mess around with the mounting points and routing, getting this routed, because obviously the America's got this extra kind of bit on there. But there we go. So that one, and it's obviously, as you can see, in far better condition. So I just need to lose the electricery because I don't need that, and that'll be good to fit. Okay, they didn't really film that because it probably, well, it doesn't really require filming, but that's the new setup for the oil cooler, and I quite like that actually. That kind of disappears it a little bit more. I don't mind the braided lines, but yeah, it's quite a neat little arrangement, and more than anything, it solves my problem with the mounting it all on the lower frame rails. Just much quicker and easier way of doing it. So that's that done. Engine's had a bit of a clean, and I'm going to be ready to do the valve adjustments, and I haven't exposed the fins, and I don't think I'm going to. I quite like keeping this one all black actually. I think I'm just going to stay like that, rather than, I've got enough other jobs to be doing, and I don't think it's crying out for it. And if I do decide at a later date, it can be done in situ anyway. So yeah, the valve clearances, as I said, I'm not going to record that because I've got a couple of videos on doing that anyway, so there's no point. The only difference being obviously the engine is out of the bike. Now normally I knock it up into a high gear, pop the spark plugs out and turn the wheel to rotate the cams to get them in the correct position. I can't do that because there is no rear wheel or chain or anything. So the next thing you would do is the kind of proper way, and take the alternator cover off and rotate it that way. I haven't got a spare alternator gasket. That one does tend to fall apart when it comes off, so I'm gonna be a little, well, I'll see if this works. I've knocked it into high gear and got an old sprocket, and I've just welded it to this bit of metal bar, and I'm just going to turn the engine that way. So pretty much the same principle as turning the rear wheel, but just this way. So that's me being lazy. Well, not really that lazy actually, because it's probably taken more effort to do this than it would have been to order a gasket. I gave the exhausts a bit of a clean up, and a because where I'd had it wrapped as well, the old wrap tends to burn in, so I did the old quick naughty Harpic trick, and then just actually most of it was done cleaning it up just with the old Scotch-Brite pads and a bit of WD just to give it a nice brushed stainless kind of look. But they've come up really nicely actually. Lovely. Got a couple more to go. One is the long open-ended song, and the next one is going to be a track from the album that we disguised on Facebook earlier. English is now zoomed out. You can see it full. See if you're right. Let's go through here. At WeBuyAnyCar.com, you can find out how much your car's worth in under 60 seconds. Well, everything was just in tolerance, so that's good to go until the next time. Nothing's tightened up. A few of them were at the upper end, but cool. So that's all buttoned back up, and next job is blacking out some of this stuff or giving it a bit of a fresh boost. So I'm going to do the side stand, some engine mounts, the carb steady, exhaust bracket, under tray and carb tops, and then I've got, picked that up cheap, that was, and well, I've got fuel cap there, but I've got one of these ones, but that's a bit too shiny, so I think I'm probably going to dull that down with some Scotch-Brite. But yeah, just get some base coats on that. I think that is all the stuff I've got to spray black. No, handlebars, I'm going to give them a bit of a spruce up. Probably both sets, so I still haven't fully decided which set are going to go on there. Right then, it's a fairly successful bit of spray painting. The weather's been lovely for it, so under tray's done, carb tops are done, exhaust brackets done. I've done the stock Bonneville fuel cap, and then I had this other one that was pretty cheap. It was it's a Triumph alloy one, but I think they were selling them off for about a tenner, so I bought one anyway. But that was very shiny, so I've just Scotch-Brited that. Not sure which one I use yet, you'll see. Other bits I've done, got the engine brackets, what was that? That was the carb bracket, and I've given the side stand a bit of a spray up as well, just to spruce it up. So I think that's pretty much most of the spray painting. And the only other thing I've done is the green tank. I'm going to have a bit of fun with this. Not entirely sure what I'm going to do yet, but I knew I definitely wanted the edge along there black, so that's done. And there was a couple of chips. That kind of lip area, which you're not going to see, the seat rub that. So I've just done all that black and given this bottom, got rid of the old heat resistant material that was all flaking and falling apart. I've just taken all that off. That's taken a while to clean all that off, and then just given all that a nice coat. So when that's dry, we might have a little bit of a play around with some funky paint effects. If it all goes to shite, then we'll just go satin black. But we'll see. Don't know. I'm going to think on that one. But I wanted to get that section done and those bits. So there we go. That's the end of this video. Probably a very short one and not very interesting. But it's one of those things that just cleaning everything up and getting it prepped for a few coats of paint has eaten into the time quite a bit. But I've got the valves done, the oil coolers on, exhaust sort of done. It's all little kind of things in preparation, ready for getting the frame back, which hopefully might be in the next video, fingers crossed. So thanks for watching, take it easy, and see you on the next one.